where do I look, you or the camera? You. Okay, so my name is Grisha Safarian. I'm working for Puratos Grand Place Vietnam. I'm the general manager, and we are covering. Okay, we start again. I made a mistake. Hello, my name is Grisha Safarian. I'm the general manager of Puratos Grand Place Indochina. We are covering Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia, and we have a rather intense operation in cocoa bean processing.
And why did Grand Place Puratos to Vietnam to invest in the chocolate factory?
So I came to Vietnam the first time in 1993 with the idea of setting up an operation in chocolate. We opened our first factory of chocolate, not cocoa, just chocolate, in 2001. And a few years later, we understood that the Vietnamese government was pushing the growth of cocoa crop in Vietnam. Therefore, we understood we had a fantastic opportunity for vertical integration from the fermentation of the cocoa all the way down the process to the chocolate. And that's why we are here with a heavy investment in human resource and capital money for helping the cocoa grow as an important crop in Vietnam.
So what is your expectation when you make an investment in Vietnam?
My expectation the expectation of our group when we invest in Vietnam is that, of course, we will convince the farmers that cocoa is a very good long-term investment for themselves and for the future generation. This is the first point, and we work a lot on this. We do farmers training. We invite them to visit the factory. We are here with a heavy investment, so we are here to stay. We are not going to disappear tomorrow, because how would this disappear? So the farmer can trust us as a good and reliable buyer of their cocoa beans. And the second thing we expect would be to have some strong push from the government and the local authorities to favor cocoa, because right now we feel in Vietnam cocoa is still a slightly neglected crop. Some farmers, they prefer to go for pomelo, they prefer to go for coffee, while cocoa has a lot of advantage that are going to be more and more obvious over the years to come. Yes.
And what is the strong potential of Vietnam's cocoa beans compared to others?
In November last year, we applied at the ICCO, which is the governing body of the cocoa beans in the world. We applied for the fine flavor qualification for the Vietnamese cocoa beans. It means that quality-wise, the Vietnamese cocoa beans and the fermentation work we are doing here, we are reaching top level of quality compared to our peers in South America, in Africa, or Central America. So this is, I believe, the main argument in favor of pushing more beans produced in Vietnam. The quality and the flavor profile are excellent. They are fully appreciated by Japanese customers, US customers who are eating the chocolate made with those beans. So I believe that in terms of potential, the sky is the limit.
Could you please share with us the challenges and also the advantages of your investment in Vietnam?
The advantage of the investment in Vietnam is that we are following a sustainable cocoa sourcing strategy. Part of our sustainable strategy is vertical integration. So, of course, we are here in Vietnam, which is a cocoa producing country, and we have vertical integration. We are working from the fermentation all the way down to the product. So this is full vertical integration. This is the advantage. The challenge, I can only see two challenges. We could have in the future some environment issues coming from global warming that could affect the productivity of the farmers in the Mekong Delta. So this is kind of difficult to control. I mean, we cannot control this. And the second challenge is that currently cocoa is competing with other crops like pomelo, and we feel that this will disappear soon, because we are doing a lot of training to the farmers to increase their yield from 1 kilo of bean per tree to 3 kilo of bean per tree. And this is something that we are pushing very much to convince the farmers that they make the right investment when they go into cocoa.
As you said before, that Vietnam is now recommended by ICCO to have the 5 of flavor quality of cocoa beans. And that means Vietnam should expect a lot more potential investors to come. And so from your point of view, what do you think is the direction for Vietnam to grow the cocoa sector and more importantly to sustain the cocoa sector to supply enough materials for investors like you?
There are several answers to this question. The first one is land allocation. My understanding is that in Vietnam there is too much land allocation in favor of coffee, not enough in favor of cocoa. So this is one thing that could be corrected. Rubber plantation are also not doing so well in terms of market. So we feel that it would be good that the government try to push some conversion of land, rubber or coffee or whatever, into cocoa. That's the first thing. Because the challenge we face here as an investor is that ourselves, today, we still don't get from Vietnam 100% of the beans we need for our process. So amazingly, we now have to look for beans in the Philippines, but our investment is in Vietnam. So until there is more production of cocoa in Vietnam, I don't believe that a second investor would come here, because as the first investor in cocoa in Vietnam, we already don't get enough beans for ourselves. Of course, we are very difficult in terms of quality. So when we say we don't find enough beans, I mean we don't find enough quality beans.
Thank you. I think that's should be enough.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much.